Miss Scarlet, what are you doing walking through here?
I was looking for you, of course.
Looking for me?
Yes. You see, you fascinate me, Inspector. You're not like any other man I know.
You fascinate me too, Miss Scarlet. Listen, I wonder if I may ask you a few questions.
You may ask me anything you like.
Well, do you know who might have murdered Mr. Peacock?
Oh, I know who it is! I know who it is! You don't. You always say that.
You do? Who did it? Speak again.
Inspector Mustard, wouldn't you rather ask me? I'm very reliable. I have a lot of knowledge.
About what?
About what you are investigating, sir.
Well, what is it?
Well, under the strictest confidence, of course.
Well, yes, of course.
See, I told you, you're wrong. Let's just keep playing. Whatever.
Who was wrong? What did they say?
Inspector Mustard, I'm rather cold, and these passages are rather damp.
Would you like me to accompany you to the study?
No. I'd much rather stay here with you.
Yeah, so, well, I really should continue the investigation, which...
Mustard? Mustard, are you in here? Mustard?
Drat! You head him off. Meet me later in the study. You can ask me anything you like then.
Mustard? Study. Oh. Funny running into you in a passageway again, Inspector Mustard.
Rather, not Green. He's so friendly.
Would you like to investigate? I mean, interrogate.
Yeah, okay. Green, you're a man.
He's got the card.
Shh! The gods speak!
I don't hear anything. Yeah, I don't hear him.
Mom, we're hungry.
The gods speak to me. Mum. They're sending me a prophecy. I must find this Mum. Mum!
Green, could we please get back to this investigation? Seriously.
Hey, Mom, food. In a minute, I'm on the phone.
I must find this phone and speak to this Mum.
You can have the phone when I'm finished, but we really...
Silence, you heathen! I'm sorry, Inspector. I really should tell him the truth.
Look, you're not cooperating.
No, I'm ready to cooperate now, Inspector.
Perhaps I can use these gods to my advantage. Reverend Green, the gods speak to me too, and they want to know what you were doing on Friday night.
Well, that's ridiculous. The gods know everything.
It's their day off.
Ah, yes, of course, Hanukkah. Now let me see. After my Jehovah's rounds, Peacock called me for confession.
I see. Jehovah's round. Ah, so you were at the mansion the night of the murder.
Yes, but it must have been fate, you see. The gods were calling me for one last confession, seeing as Peacock was about to suck the kumra.
I see. The gods speak to me again. They want to know about the other people here tonight.
Well, Miss Scarlet, I don't care much for her. Lovely sense of fashion, though. I always see her milling about the house. She always seems to ruffle Mrs. Peacock's feathers.
So why would Scarlet be at the mansion?
Oh, well, there was something in Mr. Peacock's confession.
Well, what was it?
Oh, no. Client confidentiality. It's with the gods now.
Drat, he's so hard to penetrate.
What was that, Mustard?
The gods want to know more about Professor Plum.
Ah, let me see. He did enter the mansion as I left that night.
So why would Plum be at the mansion as well?
Business, I suspect. I remember before the Peacocks were married, he seemed to have this thing for Mrs. Peacock.
Well, thank you. Well, Reverend Green.
Oh, my pilgrimage! I always get so carried away around you, Mustard. I really must be off. Hare Krishna!
Inspector Mustard! Inspector, there you are. I've been looking everywhere for you. Do you know where everyone else is?
No, I don't. I'm sorry, Mrs. Peacock, but if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Not right now, Inspector. I have people running all over my house, and the ghosts are worse than usual.
Ghosts?
Yes.
Who's got Peacock's card? It's still on the game to show our cards.
Ghosts. Some years ago, there was an unfortunate family who lived here. The mother went crazy and shot her 4 kids right through the head. Unfortunate family.
Well, yes, that is quite horrible, but I really need to ask you a few questions about your late husband.
Later, Mustard, later.
Shut
Shut up, you ghost! Go back to the other side!
First Green with the gods, and now Peacock with the ghosts.
Somebody was there in the house having a problem. I'm just trying to eat my dinner.
Are you looking for anyone in particular, Mrs. Peacock?
Miss Scarlet, she's snooping around my house again.
Again? When was she here last?
Well, I'm sure I saw her Friday night.
How peculiar. What were you doing on Friday night?
Me? Well, I had dinner, and then I went to the study to do some accounts. Yes, I went to the study to do some accounts. And then I went to my room and went to sleep.
I see. Anyone I can ask to verify your story?
Mrs. White, of course. She'll tell you. You don't think that I did it, do you, Inspector?
No, I'm just gathering all the information I need. You seemed rather surprised when I turned up this evening, like you weren't expecting me.
Well, I was. I didn't know he was dead. He wasn't even supposed to be in the house.
Ah, well, where was he supposed to be?
On some business trip or another. Did you know, if it wasn't for him, tonight would have been a complete disaster. It would have been positively drab at the LOGAP.
The LOGAP?
Why, yes. The Ladies of Grace and Poise, of course.
Ah, yes, the LOGAP. Could you tell me what type of business they were undertaking?
Well, I don't know that. You'll have to ask them, Inspector. Now, would you please mind making your way to the study?
Well, yes, Miss Peacock, just before you go, one last question.
Yes.
Before, when you said you weren't expecting me tonight, if that's true, who rang the police?
Well, I don't know that, Inspector. You'll have to find that out. See you in the study.
Now, where is that plumpish fellow? All the evidence is leading in his direction.
Oh, he's coming this way. He thinks he can get his hands on Miss Scarlet. He is sadly
Professor.
Mustard.
Inspector Mustard.
A drink, Inspector.
Ah. For the investigation.
Still inspecting, Inspector.
Drinking, Professor.
How do you like the taste?
It has a delightful sort of sour tang. I'll be able to sneak a confession out of him without him even realizing it. Oh, what is that aftertaste?
It's my own very special blend.
Oh, so that's why it tastes so...
He thinks he can get his hands on Miss Scarlet. Well, what better way to prove love for a woman than to drink until utter inebriation? Another toast.
Yes, well, I'm rather close to making an accusation, apparently.
Well, I expected better, Inspector, even from you.
Do you have a better idea?
It's a beautiful woman.
Ah.
Oh, lucky for me, I functioned perfectly under the affluence of alcohol.
So, Professor, what business were you and Mr. Peacock undertaking?
What business is it of yours?
Just making chit-chat, Professor.
Well, I would like to know what business you'll be undertaking in the study, Inspector.
Drat. He knows the accusation will be taking place in the study. Sly fool. I didn't know you knew about that, Professor.
Oh, there's a lot of things I know that you don't know, Inspector.
Yes.
So, you admit there's business to be done?
Yes, and believe me that you are on the receiving end of it.
Yes. No. What? Listen here, Inspector. Miss Scarlet is my territory. And I am off to claim it. Don't eat anything.
Pump wants Scarlet. Scarlet wants everyone, and green. Mrs. Peacock is very flippant, and Mrs. White is nowhere to be seen. It all makes perfect sense.